Say hello.
What's up?
He looks thrilled, doesn't he? He really doesn't want to vlog with me. Just sit down and talk. He's cool with me videoing and stuff, but he's not into this. So if y'all look at the title, you can see that we are going to be talking about how we met. Maybe it'll make him love me again. Where are you going now? He said he has to go grab his dip for this one. 27 minutes of record time before my battery is full, or my memory is full. I have 27 minutes of record time before my memory is full, honey. Bottle's behind your chair. Oh, I'll put one there.
I had one in here.
Check in the trash can. He's really doing this for me. He don't want to do this. But I think it'd be fun. Da 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 da. Oh, and this is raw, uncensored, and unedited, honey. So watch your mouth. Alright, so when did we meet and how did we meet?
Hell. 2016.
No,
I think
2014. Wait, in 2014.
Well, that's when I married into it.
Yeah, you married me in 2016. Let's see. It was November
The 9th.
The 9th is when we just decided to start dating. That was a Sunday. We met on November the 7th. No, would have had to have been the... No, it was the 7th, which was a Friday. And we started texting on the 4th. Who set us up?
My sisters.
Okay, so apparently
I feel like we're playing Jeopardy. I feel like you're just asking me questions.
Well, you might know this a little better than I do. Alright, so Alicia was apparently the mastermind behind all this. And she sent out her little workers, Shelby to you, and Lindsay to me. This is kind of weird, no judgments, but Lindsay is my sister-in-law. My brother married Lindsay, and Lindsay is his stepsister's first cousin. So his first cousin. It's a little weird, but no, there is none of that going on. It's a little weird, ain't it? And we started texting on the 4th. What were you doing when you texted me? Because, like, first they sent pictures of us to each other, and then our numbers to each other. I thought he was hot. I'll like put the picture at the end of this video.
Yeah, it was about 70 pounds ago.
Hey, what picture did they send of me to you? Did they send you a picture of me, or did they give you my Facebook page?
I think you were in a pageant dress, first picture I seen you.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, then I was looking real good then. So what were you doing when you first texted me?
Working on a truck.
The brown one? That was it? Was it like broke down at that point?
It wasn't broke down. I was fixing an oil leak, changing the valve cover gasket.
And he messaged me. What did you even say? I don't even remember. You said...
Probably started with hello.
No way. You said something like, hey, this is Zach. I got your number from Lindsay or something like that. Anyway, so then we had texted like all day. And we had texted all day, and we were going to meet up on Saturday to go to the clubhouse in Statesboro to bowl and hang out. But then we ended up, well, I pretty much initiated it. I was bored. It was a Friday night. I had just moved up to Louisville. I had the option of going and doing something with Mama and Rodney. It really sucks being the third wheel. I'd kind of been in a bad place, so I moved out of mine and my friend's kind of house together, her and I, and moved to my mom's. And then about a week or so later, I met Zach, who lived where I used to live, which was an hour away. So then we had that hour commute to each other, which I pretty much commuted. You attempted to commute.
Same truck broke down.
Yeah. And anyway, we have been messaging all week and staying up till like 2, talking about pretty much every night. Like, we stayed up late talking. Remember what we talked about? I remember I was watching that Are You
Talked
the One?
About everything.
Pretty much. But you didn't tell me all the bad stuff till later. I had to find that out.
You caused all the bad stuff.
I'm sorry. Yeah, most of the things that's happened in his life are bad because of me, huh? He's gone through a lot since he met me. Like, honestly, maybe I am bad luck. Anyway, so we decided to meet up on Friday the 7th. And, y'all, this fool was late for one thing to pick me up in Metter in front of Verizon. And then you can go ahead and tell him what happened on the way. And, okay, we were going to eat Applebee's with his whole family. So I just got thrown into the family like that. I didn't know the guy for more than 30 minutes when I met his whole family. So what happened on the way? What are you looking at?
My tattoo.
I
got pulled over because my taillights weren't working.
And yeah, he got pulled over. We thought we were in big trouble. Big trouble. But it just ended up being that. He was nice. Wasn't he a GSP too?
No, it was a cop and register.
Register cop. And they're just as bad as GSPs. So we go into the restaurant and we, like, on the way there, we were listening to Randy Travis, which is like our favorite. He kind of set the tone for our relationship. Our song is Forever and Ever Amen because of him. But yeah, he was playing all my favorite Randy Travis songs, so he kind of checked that off. Then we got to the restaurant and we couldn't stop googly eyes smiling at each other. And then every time I looked up, because I was too nervous to look at his family, I don't even know if I've ever told them that, but like I remember being so nervous. I mean, I'm a quiet person, except when I do get nervous, sometimes I talk a lot. But I wanted to make a good impression, so I was trying to be quiet. I think I only spoke if someone like asked me a question, but I kept like, he was sitting over here, so I'd be smiling at him, but then right behind his head was his dad across the table, and he was smiling like a goober, I guess from seeing us smiling like goobers, but he was so happy. And so that's one of my favorite memories, is thinking about Donnie smiling, looking at us. It was pretty sweet. Oh, so sweet. And I didn't order what I normally order at Applebee's. I normally order riblets, which about a week or so after that, we tried going to Applebee's and they discontinued riblets.
That's not the truth.
Well, when was it? We went not too far after.
You had riblets on our first trip to Kansas.
Not from Applebee's.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
But that's different.
No, it's not.
They
it's
didn't
Applebee's riblets.
I'm saying they didn't have them anymore in Statesboro. They said that they discontinued them in Statesboro.
Well, you still have them. It's not different.
It is, because that's where we would go to get Applebee's, or else we'd have to go to Augusta or Dublin or Savannah. Anyway, I got a steak so that I didn't like make a mess in front of him. Like, I was trying to make good impressions, and I wasn't wearing much makeup. Like, my makeup had kind of worn off from the day because I was cleaning my room and everything. What do you remember about our first date? Like, what was your favorite part of our first date?
Not getting a ticket.
That would have really sucked. That probably would have ruined the whole night. Because you had just gotten a ticket because of that guy hitting you in Metter or whatever. Hadn't you just gotten a ticket? No, they didn't give you a ticket for that.
They didn't give me a ticket for that.
Anyway, and then we left and we went back to your dad's house and we sat and talked for a while. I have to put that picture on here too. We were really cute and junk. And really skinny.
I was going to say and thin, but she said it.
Yeah, that's in the past now. So, do you have a favorite part of our first date? He didn't kiss me on the first date either, you guys. Or the second. Took a long time. I look at something wrong with me.
Probably the ride over to Statesboro was my favorite part.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite too. But it was pretty cool meeting his whole family. I had never met a guy's family on a first date before. And so that was pretty cool. Then we immediately started dating pretty much. On Sunday, I think you asked me on the way home if we wanted to kind of make this exclusive. I was like, what you mean? I knew what he meant, but I had to hear him say it. Yeah. And then we dated. We went out to Kansas in February.
Moved in together and with each other in March.
Right at the end of February, beginning of March. It was February the 21st that we moved in together. And trying to think. And then you proposed on May the 2nd. May the 2nd. No. We had Mima's birthday party on May the 2nd. That's when you asked Daddy.
No.
And then May the 3rd you proposed.
Yeah, it might have been what it was. I know I had just started at Kennedy's. It was on like my second day.
Yeah. We had already gone through a lot together at that point. Zach had issues at his job with Pepsi. And so he was in between. Huh? Budweiser, not Pepsi. You applied at Pepsi quite a few times. And then something else always came along. Anyway, he was in between jobs. Ridge got him the job at Kennedy's in Statesboro, which was great and came at the most perfect time. I think he started like that Monday after he proposed. He had already had my ring and everything for a while. How long did you have it and been planning this?
I really don't remember. I'd had the ring for a month or so, probably.
Month or so. And it's really pretty. He did good. You did good.
Then we moved a lot.
Yes. Then, as y'all know, my brother passed away in July, which kind of put a hold on a lot of things. And we were living with Ridge and Lindsay at the time. We were splitting rent in this pretty big trailer that honestly they could have turned into a duplex. I call it a duplex because honestly, we had our own area. They had their own area. We shared the living room and the kitchen, but it was comfortable. And it was nice to be with Blakely, Ridge, and Lindsay. Had our issues. That's hard. 2 different families living together, but thankful for it. And then Ridge passed July 1st. And then after that, we couldn't afford to stay in there anymore. I think Lindsay moved in with her mama for a short time. And then moved into the house in town. And we could not afford, I think, wasn't it $5 something for rent?
It was $4.50 or $5. I can't remember. No, it might have been.
It was $2. We had to pay $2.50, so it would have had to, or $2.25, something like that. Anyway, we could not afford that. Like, we did it so we could be together. It was really hard commuting an hour away and living under your parents' roof and all that good stuff. And we couldn't afford it anymore. So we came up with this brilliant idea to buy a camper. And we bought a camper. And how long did we live? Let's see. We moved in at the beginning of August. Because
we stayed till November. Because we had my birthday when we lived.
Yeah. Our first thing in the house. We moved to High Bluff in Metter. And our first thing in the house was your birthday. So we moved in November. It did not last long. It was okay.
We stayed there till May.
Yeah. Till May. And we moved in.
We got married that April and moved out in May.
Yeah, we got married in April and we had a really gorgeous wedding. A lot of family of Zach's came down from Kansas. It was really great. It was honestly more than we expected it would be. Like, of course, you have your visions in your mind of wanting this elaborate wedding. But then when you start sitting down and thinking of table pieces and decorations, like, you get a mindset of what it's going to be. But honestly, it exceeded my expectations big time. And it was beautiful. It was fun. I just wish would have had more time. I felt like it was a very rushed night. I feel like pictures took a long time.
Just went fast.
It did. It went by fast, but that's typical. All good things in your life go by fast. And anyway, in May, we moved into Mr. John Vedder's trailer, which was great. It was our first home by ourselves because in High Bluff, my mom had moved there for a little while to be closer. She was really struggling with Ridge's death, as we all were. Nothing unusual. That's definitely to be expected. But anyway, we moved there. She moved there. So we were basically like renting it with her. And then we moved into John's in May. I was in school.
We were married a month and a half. Found out we were pregnant.
No, we were married 2 months. It was our 2-month anniversary when we found out we were expecting Lydia. I pretty much knew we were because we were charting and things like that. We didn't think it would be so fast at all. In our defense, we didn't know it was going to happen so fast because the doctor said, you can chart, you can take fertility meds, you can do this, that, and the other for forever. And for years and years and not get pregnant. The way they spoke was like, big possibility it's going to take us a while to get pregnant, because I was diagnosed with PCOS about a month after our honeymoon. So anyway, we moved in there, found out we were expecting, we had our gender reveal there, and then in September we found this bigger place. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We were in a 1-bath. And there was just a lot of things that needed to be done to the old trailer that we weren't wanting for when we brought our baby home. And this was a old trailer that had completely been gutted. Miss Rhonda and Mr. Randy Bennett own it. And they're great. They were great landlords. Anything you needed, they were right there. And we moved in there in September and lived there. Lydia was born in February, and that was a big adjustment. I was at home. I had been going to school some before she was here. I went to school before Ridge passed, but then after Ridge passed, I just kind of took a break to wedding plan and to breathe from it. Zach really didn't have a breather after everything. He just dove into working and making it where we were able to live together. We sold our camper when we moved into High Bluff, and then all that good stuff. We've been through a lot. So we're in Rhonda's and Randy's, and then when Lydia turned 9 months old, we had this crazy idea to move to Kansas and try it out. We've been talking about it for forever. But it was the reason I say it's crazy, not because it's crazy, but because it was so spur of the moment. We were just like, we need a change. We're kind of stuck in the same old groove. And we've been talking about wanting to try it. So we tried it. I'm going to let you take over from there, because
I'm doing just fine with you explaining it.
You need to talk more. Anyway, we moved to Kansas. Lydia was almost 10 months old. We celebrated our first Christmas with a little one there. And it was okay. We had our struggles there. Same things that you'd go through anywhere. But we just kind of, after a while, we realized I wasn't the best version of myself there. He wasn't the best version of himself there, and we moved back to Georgia in August of 2018. We found out we were pregnant in January. The January before that, August, with Everly. Kind of a surprise. Kind of not.
It was a surprise.
It was a big surprise. Like, I mean, I had been watching out for it, thinking, oh, you know, very well might be. And, yeah, Zach was very surprised. We actually thought we were miscarrying her. And thankfully, we didn't. The first time I thought I was pregnant, I had a note on the bed saying, we're going to need a bigger bed. We're adding a new baby in October. Or, no, at that point, it was set for August or September, I think is what I wrote on there. And we went to the doctor. They said I wasn't pregnant. I'm like, I know I am. I know I'm pregnant. I had all the signs of being pregnant that I had with Lydia. They said I wasn't pregnant. They said, well, we can do a blood test. We can do this. We can do that. I said, no, if you're saying I'm not, I'm not. If I am, I'll see you in a few weeks. We went home, and literally like a week later, a week and a half at the most, I started spotting, and I had already asked you to go get like 1,000 pea sticks, pretty much. I said, go get 1,001. So we went and got another one, and it was extremely positive. Like, that's the most positive pregnancy test I think we've ever gotten. It was very dark, very obvious, and this guy done cried. He cried with little Evie girl. With Lydia, he was just like, no way. Oh my gosh.
The first one was exciting. The second one was like, damn, I'm broke.
And how are we going to do it? But it's funny, like,
we're broke.
God always makes a way that, like, even, like, we went through a lot of hard times here recently, especially. But, like, August we moved back from Kansas, back to Georgia. We lived in Metter for a little bit of time. Rent was outrageous. These people in Metter are crazy with what they charge for rent. Like $700 to $1,000 or more for renting a home. And thankfully, we found the home we're in now, and it's like half that nearly. And way nicer, way prettier. I mean, Zach can tell you, he loves this place. Mm. We have Georgia out this way with pine trees and a pond, and then over here we have a pond and open fields. So it looks like Kansas. So it's really beautiful, really beautiful. And yeah, we had Evie in October, and then we moved in November. November here. So yeah, we've moved a lot. We plan on being here for a while, unless this first-time home buyer's loan goes through the way we want it to, which hopefully it will. I've heard that it's like a 2-month process, so we're hoping that works. We can get some land and a house. Nothing huge, but what we want for our first house. It might not be a forever house, but it very well might be our forever house. If that ends up taking off and running, then we're definitely on board with that. But for now, we're pretty content here. There's some things we want to do, but also...
Palmetto bugs are getting kind of big around here.
Yeah. They're not as bad as they were in John's trailer, though. They're pretty...
Sounds bad there.
Like, you're in Georgia. Like, I can tell you this from experience. I've lived in Metter, in town, in Metter, 2 different places in high school. I would walk home from dance, and there would be thousands of palmetto bugs. They're those gigantic cockroaches. They come off the trees. There's nothing you can do. You can pour borax around, but when you have babies, that's not ideal. You can't just pour borax all over the floor.
They're not terrible. You just see one every once in a while.
Yeah, like we see one every once in a while. And we see a couple spiders every once in a while. It's not bad. We live next to fields. You would think the mice issue would be terrible.
They're not as bad as they was at John's.
No.
We killed 7 mice in like 3 days at John's.
It was pretty bad. But it was getting colder at that point.
It was kind of fun. It was kind of a fun 3 days.
Y'all, we've been in some crazy places. Like I said, we lived in a camper where ants were coming out of the darn plug-in.
I liked the camper.
What did you like about it?
It was cheap.
It was. We spent $50 on electric to park it out at my Nana's. The sewage system was terrible. Like, it was terrible. We dug this big old hole to put directly into the septic tank.
Yeah, it didn't work.
That didn't work. It was like having to empty things. So we tried not to. This is gross, but we tried not to use the bathroom unless we had to. We'd go into Nana's.
The shower worked good though.
Yeah, the shower was pretty good.
I was surprised at that.
Hot water heater was great in it. We had to rig up an air conditioner in it.
Yeah, but it worked good.
It worked good. Froze us out of there most mornings. But yeah, I mean, this house is great. It's really great. I mean, there's a lot of things we want to do. Like, I'd love to put in some hardwood floor, tile stuff in the bathrooms, in the kitchen, laundry room. I'd love to do something with the cabinets. Just modernize it, but love it. The air has been hard this summer. Like, we've had to set it on 78 or 80 because it's getting up to 85, 90 in here. I'll let your heat and air self explain that. It's like the unit's too small.
It's an old unit. It's an old house. A lot of sunshine.
Yeah.
Small unit.
I think the redness is going around that. If y'all are wondering what's on my toe, I got bit by something. So Zach drew a circle. It really hurts. Especially when I like flex my toe up. That really hurts right there. Anyway, we moved in here in November. We had just celebrated Zach's birthday. The day that we moved in, we celebrated his birthday. And we love it here.
How long have we been here now? Since November. So.
It's about been a year. 2 more months and it'll be a year.
Yeah, I guess so, because I was getting ready to say not quite half a year, but we've been here a little over 8 months probably.
November, it's August. September, October.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little over 8 months.
Yeah, you're right. He's right. I'm recording that right. You're right. Anyway, we really enjoy it here, and Zach has had many different jobs throughout. So my phone ran out of storage. We've reached storage capacity. But yeah, we like where we live. Zach likes his job. It's a little slow right now, so money's been tight, but it always picks back up, and there's always, even in our tightest, most difficult moments, like God's always shown his face and made things better, or helped Zach provide, or we'd get a surprise $50 from the income tax people or something. Any babies on the horizon?
Hope the hell. Oh.
We do not plan for any more. I mean, we plan for more babies, but not right now. We really want Everly to be about 4 or so. 4 sounds like a good number. If not 15, that would be an afterthought. And we'd be old.
I don't want kids right now.
We've talked about adopting. That's something that we're still talking about and praying about. We definitely are thinking into, if we do adopt, maybe siblings, because it's hard for siblings to get adopted. That's a lot to put on your plate, but something that I'm praying Zach will want, and he's not saying it's out of the question.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're just gonna see what happens right now. We're just living. I'm about to start schooling to become a doula, a childbirth educator, a breastfeeding counselor. I'll be doing the birth doula and the postpartum doula courses, so should be certified within the next year, if not sooner. I'm hoping 6 months. That's my goal, is to be done in 6 months.
That would be nice.
And then I could start working, helping mamas deliver babies naturally, or any route they choose to go, any route that ends up happening. Just being that support for mamas and daddies. So yeah, that's where we're at. And you love me, right?
Most of the time.
Just most of the time. You think you'll keep me for another, how many years have we been married? 3 years? And we've been dating almost 5 come November. You think you'll keep me for another 5 years? If that. You heard it here first. We're gonna cut off this video because we're getting up to about 30 minutes on this video.
And I got to be up at 4 in the morning.
He's got to be up at 4 a.m. But we're gonna finish watching, what's his name?
Kitchen Nightmares.
Gordon Ramsay yell at some people. That's what we're kind of obsessed with. Doesn't really help the dieting thing. But yeah, this is
when you see when he first gets there.
yeah. The food will make you like want him to come and check out our restaurants in your town. Yeah, this is our typical weekday night. Sitting here watching Gordon Ramsay. We hope y'all have a great night. If you like what you heard, saw, don't forget to like this, share, and don't forget to subscribe to our family channel on YouTube. The end. Thank God, right? That wasn't so bad.